All right, I want to welcome everybody to our call, our discussion on energy and sex. And this is on Zoom and Facebook Live on the Holistic Training Institute page. I'm Dr. Jesse Brown, naturopath, also known as the Holistic Guru. And I'll be uh, sharing with you some information and some holistic approaches on what we can do about improving our energy and our sex life. And so whether you're on for either or both, there'll be some information for you. I want to welcome all of you who are on the call, who are in the Zoom room with us, and who are on the Holistic Training Institute Facebook page, or those people who will view it after the fact on the Holistic Training Institute Facebook page. And I want to invite you to like, follow Holistic Training Institute on Facebook, and share this with others as well, people that you know that may be interested, that may benefit from this information, from this work. So today is this is Saturday, April 9th. It is when it's being broadcast for the first time. And we'll also have calls on the 16th, Saturday, April 16th. That will be herbs for cleansing. So if you're interested in cleansing, you want to know about, what is it about cleansing? If we're talking about, is it colon cleansing? Is body cleansing? Is it something that we can take? What do we take? What do I do so that I can take as good care of my body as I do my car, or even better? Okay. And then on the 23rd of April, we'll talk about marijuana is medicine. Or I normally talk about cash from cannabis and the business of that as well. And I know that marijuana has gotten a bad rap, but it's actually, botanically, it's called cannabis. And so we'll talk about the healing aspects of it, not the recreational portion, but the healing aspects of cannabis, what it is, what it does, how it's used as an herb, so that we don't have to demonize it. When someone says cannabis or marijuana, you don't just think of people smoking. You think about how you can apply it as medicine. And in fact, there's more information that's coming out all the time on the benefits of cannabis, what it does for the body, for our immune system, what's going on with COVID and cannabis, and a lot of other things. So that'll be on the 23rd. So I want you to again, like, follow, share. You can follow me on Facebook, and I'll have some information out there as well on how we can connect, whether you connect through LinkedIn, Instagram, other medium as well. All right. Okay, so today we're talking about energy and sex, and why. Well, first of all, the number one health complaint in America, you know what that is? Number one health complaint in America is lack of energy. People just, they're tired, burn out, not feeling good, don't have the energy that they want to have. And that's affecting them in one or more areas of their life. And so let's see, I want to share actually a poll. It's not, okay. Well, I want to share a poll with the audience. I gotta perhaps another time, because it's not coming up for me right now. I created it. That's how technology goes sometimes, and I'm working with that. So I'm going to ask some questions, or share some things that may very well pertain to you, and that is, would you consider your energy to be low, medium, high, or perhaps even non-existent, non-existent. Uh, are you experiencing low energy 1 to 2 days a week, 3 to 5 days a week, 5 to 7, all the time? What's going on with you? Um, how is your energy or low energy impacting you? Is it impacting your work life, your relationships? Is it impacting or affecting your ability to get work done, your housework done? Do you come home tired? Like, you're beat. Like, I've worked today and that's all I can do is go and stretch out, across the bed, maybe take a nap at the end of the day. Um, is it impacting your sex life, your love life? Is it impacting your, how is it impacting your relationships? So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through it. Even give some feedback. So as this broadcast goes out and you're able to respond, or you can respond to me through Holistic Training Institute Facebook page or one of my pages. I want to get your experience. I want to find out what's going on with you and how your energy, how your sex life is, so that we can share and customize and get some things out that will benefit you from this call, as well as from other broadcasts. I'll be doing more on YouTube, so look forward to. I've got a YouTube page. Look forward to the more content, more videos and such on YouTube that you'll be able to view, share, like, and utilize. Okay. So again, a lack of energy, major. Okay. And then, so feeling tired is the number one health complaint amongst people. That's men and women. And a lack of energy impacts us in so many different ways. If your body does not have the energy that it needs to go throughout the day and do everything that you need to do, and you have reserve to, at the end of the day or after your work day, to do other things, then that's really significant, because your low energy is going to uh, low energy is going to affect how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem. It's going to determine whether or not you go out with friends and enjoy yourself, whether you feel like going out for activities, and and whether or not you have, I'll say, a well-rounded life, because we need to have work-life balance, right? We have our work, we have that which sustains us. And I know some people are, in the audience, maybe will be retired, and some people who see this are going to be retired, but you still have those things that you do on a daily basis, and then those, that perhaps are maintaining your household and those types of things. And then you still got, what you want to do for recreation. Okay. So if your exercise, your desire, your willingness to exercise and be active and live a truly fulfilled life, okay, that is all determined by your energy. Car can't go anywhere if it doesn't have fuel. Your body isn't going somewhere. You're not able to do all the things you want to do if you are running on fumes, if you're low on gas or low on fuel. Okay. How we feel about us, again, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about other people is impacted by our energy. If you're tired, guess what? Our perspective isn't quite the same. Our attitude isn't quite the same. Okay. We know we can relate that to children many times, where when that sometimes when your child, okay, and those of us who have children, if and or have watched children, know that a child, especially a young child, acts differently when they get their rest, when they're well rested compared to when they're not well rested, right?
Mhm.
So child is cranky and irritable. Child is normally happy and smiling and bouncy and everything. But when they're sleepy, they're cranky, they're fussy, they're out of sorts. Then we know them, we recognize that, and we do something about it. We say, oh, this child needs a nap. Child isn't being bad. Child needs a nap, needs rest. But guess what? Adults, we're big kids. We respond the same way. Human beings, okay, respond the same way. If we don't get enough rest, we don't get enough sleep, if we're not feeling good, we're going to be out of sorts. It's going to affect our moods. And our moods are going to affect how we relate to people, again, in the workplace, our personal relationships, our family, our community, how we are in the world. Look at the road rage and all the things that are going on out here. A lot of people are sleep deprived. A lot of people they don't feel good. And and so a lot of the behaviors that are showing up are as a result of that. So I say low energy, problems with sleeping, um, not getting enough rest, too much stimulation, a whole lot going on. The stresses, hearing the news and everything that's going on in the world is impacting who we are, how we're showing up. So the again has implications in all aspects of our life, and it impacts our again our personal life, our intimate life, our if we have a spouse or significant other, what's going on there. Now, for you, for a long time, you'd see or you'll see in depicted in movies and things where one partner wants to engage sexually, another person, oh, I've got a headache, or I'm tired, or whatever, I'm overwhelmed. Well, you have a lot more of that is happening. It is impacting. It will impact your intimacy, your willingness to engage with the opposite sex or a a mate, and um, and how your again intimate life is going to be as well. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, what can we do knowing that health, our energy, uh, our sexual vitality is tied and intimately related. And I'll add another thing onto this, and that is that our immune system, is also related to our state of health and subsequently our energy. So we've heard about COVID, and we've heard about heard the fact in the information statistics that says that if you have a chronic ailment, if you have high blood pressure, if you have blood sugar problems, if you have some chronic health concern, that you are at a higher risk for contracting COVID, much less at high risk of succumbing to it or even dying from it. Right? So, what do we do? What's some keys? We need to take care of our health and make sure we take care of our health. And I will say this, I'll share this as well. I am not diagnosing or prescribing. I encourage you, in fact, to see your doctor, get checked out, have them check everything, especially if you got health insurance or good health insurance. They got good health insurance. Do all that. Do your regular checks, your checkups, have them check your blood sugar, your electrolytes, and do the full panel workup. Okay. See your doctor, your primary healthcare provider, some area. Get a medical perspective, get a medical um, checkup, and then go from there. Because if you have, I'll share some things, but if your blood sugar is high or low, Okay, if you got hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, if you got diabetes or something, that's going to have an impact. If you have some underlying health concern, health ailment or something like that, you want to find that out so you can have that and know that and proceed from there as well. Okay, so again, this is not to replace any medical advice. See your doctor, follow their advice. But what you do from day to day, I'm gonna share some things that you can do from day to day that, if anything, your doctor would probably tell you if they could or would want you to do anyway. Okay, so because it's kind of filling some gaps, right? So, what do we do? So, first of all, look at look at your diet. Okay, how would you say your diet is? Is your diet? Would you say you're eating 1 to 2 servings of plant-based foods? Your green leaf vegetables, your vegetables, and again, what I call plant-based, those things that come from a plant and that are processed minimally or not at all. Are you having 3 to 4 or 5 to 7 servings per day of plant-based foods? Okay. So, because when I ask people, how's your diet? Oh, my diet is good. I eat real good. Okay. Well, so I'll kind of quantify that by saying, how often are you getting plant-based foods as opposed to other things? And then how much are you sleeping? Are you sleeping 1 to 2 hours a night, 3 or 4, 5 to 7, 8 hours? Are you getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep? How much sleep are you getting? So you look at your diet, you look at your sleeping, and how that's going to impact your energy levels as well. Okay, so then when we come to take an assessment. In fact, I'd say write those things down. If you're not monitoring or tracking that, do that. You can get a sketch pad or put it in your phone or put it on your computer or whatever tool that you need, or go and get an app. I've got I've got a Garmin phone. A Garmin watch. I've got a watch. I've got, through my phone, I've got a health app. In most smartphones, you either have a health app on there, or you can download a health app that's inexpensive or free and monitor those things. Okay, and places where you can put in, and I strongly encourage that you put in what you eat, how much water you're drinking, um, you're eating, drinking, sleeping, resting, exercise, as much information as you can. Get it in there. Speak to your doctor. Get that information in there. It's just, I was looking at my results over just this morning, over the past week or two, and the good ones, you can monitor over a period of time. Again, if you can't have one on your wrist, then it's monitoring you pretty much 24 hours. Okay, your um, uh, beats per minute, and your areas of activity and rest and sleep and all those type of things. So use some type of device. Get the feedback. That'll give you an idea of where you are, and that'll give you some feedback that you can share with your doctor as well. So when you do see a doctor, your nutritionist, your healthcare provider, your naturopath, or whatever, you've got some information to give to them that's solid, instead of saying, I eat good, I sleep pretty well. It'll monitor that more closely. Okay? And you'll know, and they'll know. All right, deal? Okay, invest in your health. We spend money on other things, right? Invest in your health. So food is number one, plant-based as much as possible. More and more information, and when you look at the leading doctors, authorities on health and nutrition, they're going to share more about the need for a plant-based diet. Okay. I'm not going to get into keto and all this, but it's, I'm going to say plant-based. Tend to follow Dr. Michael Greger, Greger, and he has a website called nutritionfacts.org. Excellent information, science-based, um, great videos, tons of documentation and research, to back it up as well.
Michael
So,
Greger.
and for those people who say, Dr. Michael Greger, that's Greger, and that's nutritionfacts.org. Great information, books, and not very non-commercial approach. And he got a research team of, I don't know how many people who are putting out information on a regular basis. Okay, so again, Greger, nutritionfacts.org. Plant-based diet. The more plants you get, the better. And then, to keep it simple, because I'm not going to say, oh, this contains vitamin A, this contains vitamin B, this contains vitamin C. I'm not going to give you all the alphabet soup. Are you going to remember all that? And is it necessary? Not really. You can get deeper into that and study nutrition, and there'll be some things we'll share through the Holistic Training Institute in regards to nutrition. But here's the basic concept, is that your plate, your food, and what you eat from meal to meal and throughout the day should look more like a rainbow. That's what we call a rainbow. Okay, so we can go a rainbow diet if you want to. And that means it has yellow, green, red, orange, black. It's got as many purple. Okay, it's got as many colors as you can get on your plate and in your meals as possible. And brown is not a color that we're looking for. Okay. Some white, okay, except when it comes to white, like white flour, white sugar, and pastries and refined carbohydrate type things. But like daikon radish and in some radishes and things that are white would be included. White onions, would be included. Okay, but you're getting a variety and a mixture there in that. Now, when you do that, then guess what? You're getting your vitamin A, B, C, D, all the way to however many letters we've gotten up to, and a lot of those those antioxidants and minerals and other things that come in there as well. And we need, one of the keys and one of the most important things is that we're getting a wider variety and more diversity in the foods that we eat. The average person, and you may have heard me saying this in another talk, that the average person gets about 170 plants or fruits and vegetables and things in their diet, out of 30,000 that are available. That's right. Chances are your household is like a lot of households. The dishes that you prepare are like most of America's dishes. And that is, we're eating the same thing over and over again. Sometimes just different recipes, but eating the same thing over and over again. So when we get other varieties, we hear about the exotic fruits. We hear about things that you can get from other countries. You hear about how people in China or Asia eat, and you look at what they call the Chinese vegetables or vegetables from the Middle East and dishes from the Middle East and from other cultures. That's one reason why we're attracted to that. We want some variety. Our taste buds want variety, and our body wants variety and wants nutrients that you would get from these different foods. Okay, so guess what? So go to some of the stores that have these have other foods and get some of those foods. Find out what they're eating and what they're doing. Again, getting more variety, getting, in your foods as well. And then you're going to supplement this with, you're going to one make, besides getting all the colors, get more green in your body. You want to improve your energy, then you go to fuel. Look at the fuel that you're putting in. And green contains chlorophyll, high levels of antioxidants and such, and that's going to help to fuel you. That's going to help to fuel your cells. That's going to help to cleanse your cells and provide the energy that you need. The green is kind of liquid sunshine. A lot of these colors are liquid sunshine. It's what happens when the sun hits our plants and it converts that to energy, and then that energy, we eat the energy and it goes into us. And so green, yeah, more green, more of your broccoli, your spinach, your kale, your green and green leafy vegetables. And you can put that now, be creative with it and put in your smoothies, put in your drinks. If you have a juicer, do some juicing and get that green in there, and you'll charge up your cells even more. Now you can supplement, and supplementing is good too. For example, supplementing with your with herbs. I'll say one for those people who want to improve your circulation through supplementation. Guess what? Get some cayenne. Get some cayenne. Get some. So if you like spicy, good. And you can get that, mix it more in your foods and add that as a condiment in your foods. If the spicy is a bit challenging for you, but you still need to warm up your hands and feet and improve your circulation and improve your heart health, because a lot of this energy is related to your circulation, your body's ability to get energy and to circulate it and get it to every cell throughout the body. Okay, low energy, low recovery, a lack of fuel, a lack of energy, and less recovery. So we need to not only get in the body, it needs to be able to get distributed to all of our many trillions of cells that we have within our body. And cayenne is one that helps to do that. Also, Siberian ginseng will be helpful for many people as well. Ginseng is good. Siberian ginseng is good. And there are different varieties of ginseng. We may talk about that in another time, but having ginseng in your diet, getting green tea, drinking green tea several times and throughout the day is also very beneficial. In traditional Chinese medicine, and many people around the world are drinking teas and doing that all throughout the day. So you want to get more servings of that, because many people are getting their energy, or trying to do something about their lack of energy by using caffeinated products. Now, here's something that's interesting, though, and I just found out. Now, Dr. Gregory, has done some studies on this and some sharing on this, and he actually believes that caffeine is good. That drinking coffee is good and benefits our mental alertness and many things. I am not a coffee drinker and have not been a coffee drinker. I know how. For a short time, when in my work life, they provide, it was coffee and donuts they wanted to give us, and I would drink coffee some days, and it really sped me up. Okay, and so there's some who say coffee is bad for you, coffee is good for you. Here's what you want to do in regards to caffeine intake and some other things you do, and that is you want to find out what your metabolism is. The more you find out about your body, the better you know. You want to know what your metabolism is like and how your body is responding to caffeine, caffeinated products and other things as well. Okay. You got to find out how your body responds to certain things that may be different than the way that other people will respond. In fact, I believe, I'm sure Dr. Gregory would agree. So guess what? If it works for you, coffee works for you, then you might want to try that as well. And if it doesn't, if it makes you irritable, jittery, drives up your blood pressure, something else, then you know that that is a problem. But again, monitor those things well, and monitor that. Ashwagandha is an herb that's been used as well. It kind of follows the tradition of what we call Ayurveda from Ayurveda, herbs that correspond to what we call Ayurveda, or the East Indian system of healing. Ginger is something that's beneficial for the digestive system, good for circulation, and a host of other things. So we're doing plant-based. We're doing some supplement with some herbs, okay, and of course you want to make sure that you also are paying more closer attention to your beverages and drinking more water. So I say start off your day with water, okay, and many times you want to end your day with water, but drink more water in the beginning, the middle, the end of your day, getting approximately half your body weight in ounces of water. That's pure water. And then something that's been helpful for, I want to say practically, I want to say everybody, really, everybody that I know of. And that is, and I'm not endorsing a particular product. This is something that I got. These are some products that I got from California, from some companies that we shared with you, that they shared with me, that I'll share with you. And that is electrolytes. Electrolytes are vitally important. So getting a good complement of minerals and trace minerals and we have some electrolyte formulas that, especially those people who are trying to enhance their performance, their energy, their performance, their exercise. I find the electrolytes to be incredibly helpful and beneficial. So you start with your water, you have your water with your electrolytes. So some of them are, and then some of them will even be listed like pre-workout, for workout and recovering from workout. Okay? And if you're not working out that much, then it's kind of starting your day, getting going, and in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, you can still get your electrolytes, get your minerals in there. The foods that you eat and the variety of foods that you eat are going to provide some vitamins, but we tend to be lacking in minerals because of soil quality and because of lack of variety in some other things. And minerals can will make a vital difference in that. You'll find that a lot of health concerns that we have are from a lack of minerals. And I know some of you here, oh, you need 102 minerals and such. And there are some products that are, some food sources that are very good at providing a good complement of minerals. Right? And I know a lot of people have been taking the sea moss, and there are a lot of sea moss products that are out there. That is a source. But you also have your again, your green products, your spirulina, your and in other green spirulina, wheatgrass, barley grass, and such. And then you've got your sea moss, then you've got your supplements, and you've got even your different types of salts You know, this product here is um, is a unrefined mineral salt mine in America. I believe this comes from you. I think this comes from yeah, it comes from Utah. In fact, there's some products that are very good that come from the Great Salt Lake. There's this. Let's see, one company. I'll share. It's by a company called Redmond, and I'm just starting and trying and using some of their products, and they've got some of these supplement formulas that you can again mix, a mix with water. Don't neglect your water and just take the electrolytes with the water. Drink your water, then get your electrolyte drinks as well. And many of these are better than, I would consider them better than, and they're definitely different than your those energy drinks. Okay? So some of those are just they're just high in sugar and low in the nutrients that you need. So you got kind of get a boost, you get a charge, you get kind of revved up, but many times you'll crash with that as well. I'm not gonna talk about anyone in particular, okay? But many of those energy drinks are not very good for you. Okay, so the minerals, the water, your foods, and getting things in balance. Okay, um, as you move towards and I'm going to kind of reflect on a mentor of mine from a distance and someone that I met and spoke with and brought to Detroit as well. Dick Gregory, he was one of the early pioneers when it comes to talking about health, our health and our wellness and what we need to do. And I'll say particularly he spoke to and had a message for people of color because he knew that we've been eating poorly for a very long time and why. And he modeled, I want to say, a lot of good, solid nutritional concepts and things that he had learned from a naturopath in Chicago and brought that to America. He brought through his celebrity. And he was one person. It's like, how many people do you know that can run from New York to California? He ran from the East Coast to the West Coast, and he did that in like 71 days. He ran an average of about 50 miles a day. So he ran the average of 2 marathons a day for 71 days. So guess what? In order to do that, you think you got to have energy? Heck yeah. Okay. He had to have energy. He had to have the stamina. In fact, he had it, and then he had a particular formula. Originally, it was called the 4X formula, then Dick Gregory's Bohemian diet. But he learned some things about nutrition, shared some things about nutrition, and then he demonstrated. Because guess what? Nutrition should be demonstrable. Okay. If you do something that improves your life, that improves your health, that should show up in your performance. Okay? So some of you know that I'm a runner. I participated in at least 10 uh, marathons, half marathons, and then a variety of 5Ks, 10Ks, and such. And my coach has participated in over 110 or so. But when you feel good, when you can perform better, then that helps us in a variety of ways as well. Because when you're able to exercise, when you're able to not just have enough energy to make it through the day, or not have enough energy throughout the day, but have enough energy to go throughout the day, and then have the energy to walk some miles or run some miles or hula hoop or whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, whatever it is, and I say choose something, choose some type of exercise. Get off the couch, get out from in front of television, and as we get in spring and summer, get out there and do some things. Cycling, do something, move your body. Okay, if you want to live, you got to keep on moving. Difference between somebody being alive and dead is there one is moving and one is not. We want to keep on moving. We want to keep our trillions of cells going and active and fluid. It keeps your not only your energy up, keeps your immune system up, and makes life so much better. I'm always, my mood, my disposition, my outlook, my optimism, my mental state, and everything is always so much better when I exercise. I teasingly, I say, tell people, I say, I don't like myself if I don't run. I don't like myself if I don't exercise. So your body is meant to move, and I know much of my audiences are people of color, and those of us who worked through came from Africa through the Middle Passage and all these different things, and worked in the fields and built America. Guess what? Well, they were active people. People were working from can't see in the morning, can't see at night. We were active a long time. That's one of the reasons why we're so darn good at sports. We're so darn good at athletics. It's hard to beat between Africans and African Americans, track and field, and a lot of these things. It's hard to beat us. And then tennis and golf and all this. Okay, so our activity, our energy, our stamina. Okay, and that rolls right into and ties right into our energy. Also translates to, it can be your physical activity, your athletic performance, but it's also performance in other areas. And so you've got, I believe I read it was 18 million men who are affected by erectile dysfunction. And one of the reasons, one of the problems people have in their relationships, in their significant other, in their marriages, in their relationships, is sex. Okay, and so in fact, there's a lot of men who would come to me and consult with me through the center. He's like, can I talk to you? Okay, or the women, would come. Hey, well, my boo, my husband, my man, my whatever, has got this problem. What can he do? And then being around men and such, and and when somebody finds out what I do, I belong to different organizations, and they're okay, Doc. I need to talk to you about this. I don't know what to do. Sometimes they've been to doctors, sometimes they haven't. They want to find out what's going on, and it's happening with men, and I'm sure with men. Earlier and earlier. So it used to be that we thought that man's testosterone was going to get low and sexual energy was going to get low in the later years. Well, you got young men in their 30s that are having sexual problems. What do we need to do? We need to improve our health. Do those things that contribute to our energy overall, because your extra energy will go to athletic performance or even sexual performance. If you don't have energy, if you don't have a good level of energy anyway, then guess what? Your sexual energy, your sexual performance is going to suffer as well. Not just some of that can be hormonal, and it's impacted by our hormones, level of testosterone and such. But otherwise, your health, your energy, your circulation is major. And ED is or erectile dysfunction, the inability to either get an erection or maintain an erection, sustain an erection, is oftentimes related to, or a warning sign that there can be some heart problems going on. And because the same circulation that goes to our member, okay, needs to go to our heart and our brain and everything else. So circulation is not just isolated to a particular area. It goes throughout the body. So again, we can improve that through nutrition, and we can really enhance that with making sure that we get, let's see, it was discovered by a researcher some time ago. It was the nitric oxide, the levels of nitric oxide in our blood, in our body, uh, affected our ability to regulate blood pressure, improve our blood pressure. It has, it immense, affects, it impacts our mental capacity and ability to stave off things like dementia and memory loss, etc. But also, nitric oxide helps our circulation to our sexual organs. And if we can improve that, one of the things that's very helpful is beets. Beets. Now, if you're juicing, you can get about a quarter of beet to a cup of juice. You're not drinking straight beet juice, but you are increasing your beets. You can eat beets. You can also take your fresh beet again and put that with your juices. Beet powder is helpful as well. So you're doing smoothie. When I do my smoothies, guess what? I'm putting some beet powder in there. I'm putting my green powders in there. So I have my plant-based proteins, my green powder, and my beets in there as well. Improve that circulation. So exercise and supplementation to improve your circulation throughout your body and enhance your sex life. Now, besides that, then there are also some things, I mean, mental things, stress, problems in communication, whatever, with your significant other can also affect your sex life as well. I found over the years that many times that was a major challenge. Besides that, I'm not gonna get into the psychology and all that, and can't do the relationship counseling on that. But besides that, improving circulation tends to make a major difference. And also doing something we're going to be talking about next week, and that is cleansing the body. When the body is congested, when we have too much waste in, this impacting our liver, our kidneys, our colon, our organs of elimination. Okay? If our body can't get rid of the sludge and the garbage that's in it and get it out of the body, guess what? It clogs us up. And energy does not flow in the body as it needs to flow. So when I would put people on cleansing programs, when I'd work with people on and say, okay, I know you got different things going on. Let's get on a cleansing program. Let's get out the old stuff and then work on incorporating some new things. So I could have started with cleansing, but we'll end with cleansing and the need to cleanse, especially as we go into next week in our next segment on health and wellness. So cleansing. So just think of it this way. Here's a real easy and I think relatable way of thinking of this. And that is, think of your car. You don't just wash the outside of your car and say, oh, my car is good. My car is going to run great. No, you change your oil, your air filter, your coolant your fluids, your transmission fluid, you lubricate it. You go, in addition to cleaning the outside and cleaning the inside, cleaning the carpet, getting it detailed, whatever. We do these things for our vehicles, right? In your home, you change the air filter and whatever. Maybe you wash off your vinyl siding and your whatever, Our body needs a similar, actually more cleansing, more attention, more of an investment than your car does or than your house does. But what do you value more? So, again, we're going to be talking about cleansing and how to cleanse different systems of your body as we go and get into the next segment in other videos on this as well. Um, and I want to share something with you that we are starting classes. I'm starting some classes actually next week on herbology. The most of the people who contact me about classes want to understand herbs. And in herbology, in these classes on herbology, I talk about first of all, I talk about the human, I talk about the body. I talk about what I call the ATM system, what I call the ATM system. And that's assessment, treatment, maintenance, and then monitoring and measurement. That's assessing how, kind of our state of health. And for those people who want to improve their own health and and help their family members, you'll understand medically, something more medically, and holistically, how to do assessment. That's number one. You got to start from baseline. You got to know what you're dealing with first. Assessment and then treatment. Then how are you treating? What are we doing with food? What are we doing with herbs? What are we doing with, with supplementation? What is the treatment plan? What goes into a holistic treatment plan? And then how we maintain health. What are we measuring? What are we monitoring? Okay. So we go into ATM, a more greater understanding of the body. I'll say invariably, everyone who takes my course has a greater, even people who are in medicine, even my nurses and nurse practitioners and other people who have been in the classes, have a greater understanding of the human body, have a greater understanding of how their body is working and in what systems the herbs relate to, and then how the herbs have historically been used for different conditions and different systems of the body over time, and then the various forms in which to use them and how to prepare them. Okay, so that's a great foundation. It's beneficial for everybody. It's baseline, pretty much kind of holistic health 101. And so those classes are, I've got one class on Tuesday and one class on Wednesday, two different levels. Contact me immediately if you're interested in that at holisticguru@gmail.com. That's WHOLISTIC guru@gmail.com, or contact, I'll say support at holistictraininginstitute.com. That's support, SUPPORT, at WHOLISTIC training, TRAINING, Institute, INSTITUTE.com. I know that's long. Okay. So you can also hit us up on Facebook page or contact me, Jesse R. Brown, or Holistic Training Institute, and we'll take care of you there. There are some, and by the way, there's some bonus classes. There's some free classes. There's I have some classes that they'll be fee-based, and that helps us to do things we need to do as a school and helps people to get trained and certified. For those people who want to get trained, certified, they want to get the credibility, they want to develop products, they want to distribute products, they want to have a great understanding what themselves to do for themselves, their loved ones, their community. We have classes that are there, and then we have some things that are just, here's some things on weight loss, top 10 herbs that you want to have in your home, and why, those some things. So there'll be some freebies and low cost things that you can get through Holistic Training Institute.teachable.com. Holistic Training Institute.teachable.com. I may ask my folks to put that in the notes, and put it on Holistic Training Institute page, as well as for our Zoom call here. Okay, so the mission of the Holistic Training Institute is to train and heal in every home, in every family. And the challenge that we have with health in the United States and around the world really is beyond what the modern medical system can do. There's no one, even if you have a doctor, that doctor can't just see you. The doctor can't just address your health concerns and needs. Go to them, again, get the tests and get everything you need, and rule out a lot of infections and heart disease or whatever is going on. Try to rule out that as much as possible, but also realize that 24/7 you're with you. Okay, 168 hours a week. You are with you. And so you can be the master of your soul, your faith, whether so whatever you do, medically or holistically, you got to execute it. You got to, what you drink, what you eat, what you think, how you live, what the choices you make, everything are that's in your hands. The power is in your hands. So as ever, I'll say, you got genius in your genes, and you got diamonds in your DNA. You're more brilliant and resilient than what you've been taught to believe. This has been Dr. Jesse Brown, naturopath here with the Holistic Training Institute, sharing a bit more on health and energy and what we can do naturally, holistically to lead more balanced lives. So this works for you, then keep in touch beyond these calls. Hit me up, and I love to hear from you. Love to get your feedback and appreciate your participation. Take care. Be well. And again, look out for us on YouTube and as I do some other things. And with your support and encouragement, I'll do much more. Okay. Thank you. And we'll conclude this call.